everyone, it's Miss Karen. We are working on our letters. And can you maybe guess what letter we're working on today? You know, we're kind of following the Boom Chicka Boom little alphabet book that's out there, learning our alphabet. We've worked through some letters. But who's gonna come up the coconut tree today to join us? I bet it's gonna be the letter I. Here comes I up the coconut tree. So what are some words that might start with the letter I? Well, I is a word. It's a letter. It's also a word. What are some other words that are I? How about ice cream? I could go for some ice cream tonight, maybe with a piece of apple pie. What are some other words that start with the letter I? How about, we just had winter, and Eskimos like to live in these. What about an igloo, maybe? You know, those like little snow houses? Those are igloos. Those start with the letter I. Okay, what are some other words that start with a letter I? Okay. You guys ever help maybe make a cake? That cake has ingredients in it. Ingredient starts with the letter I. That's a really big word. Okay. What are some other words? How about iguana? That's kind of like that funky looking giant lizard thing. Okay. So there's a few words that, you know, start with the letter I. So we're going to go ahead and go on, and we're going to try and find some of the letter I's. So to make our little letter I, you know, you make a line down, and then you cross it at the top and the bottom. That's a capital I. I is for igloo. Okay, so here's our little igloo down here. Okay, I'll give it a little color maybe. I like colors on my pages. Makes them more interesting. If you ever look like snow, usually when you see snow, it's white. But if you go up really far north, like Alaska, Canada, where the snow is really pure, or even in Montana, where you start getting some of that glacier snow, and you get close to it, and the sunlights hit it, and it refracts on all those little water droplets that freeze up to make that snow, and it has a blue cast to it. It's really, really interesting. So, igloo, the letter I. We need to find these capital letter I's. So I think, maybe I'll use a blue crayon today. Okay, so there's one right there. So here's a letter I. Okay, what's this one? C. Oh, here's an I. What letter is this? P. Z. Z for zebra. There's an I. What are some other words that start with I? Can you think about them? There's a B, L, I. We mentioned ice cream. There's an X, and a Q, and a D, S, E. There's another D, F. Here's an I. What about an insect? Like one of those little buzzing flies. Or a ladybug. A ladybug is an insect. There's some other words that start with I. Here's our T. Here's an I. What about the stuff that comes out of a pen? Like a ballpoint pen your parents might use. That's ink. Ink starts with an I. There's a Y. W. M. V. Oh, here's another I. This can be our I for igloo, I guess. Can't remember if I said igloo. Okay, there's a Z. S. V. R. K. Here's another I. Oh, here's a big word that starts with I. Invention. And without inventions, we'd probably still be living in a cave. There's a J, H, R, G. Oh, and another I. What's another word that can start with I? How about ice? I mean, we said ice cream, but what about just ice? Like an ice cube. Okay, so let's look over. Let's make sure we got all our I's. Okay, let's count how many I's we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 letter I, or yeah, 9 letter I's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And just make sure we didn't miss any. Okay, so that's our letter I. Okay. So going on, we're going to, oh, got a name line. Miss Karen needs to put her name on the page. It's a good habit to get into. That way we know, teachers know who to give the papers back to. So here's our I. These words start with the letter I. Fill in the letter on the line and then color the picture. Okay, so what is this? What is this right here? It's like an ice cream cone maybe? So I is for ice cream. So let's see. What color are the cones? Cones are usually kind of brownish, right? Kind of a brownish yellow. We'll just make it a light brown. And then, what flavor ice cream do we want? Maybe some strawberry ice cream? Okay, so let's have some strawberry ice cream. Strawberry's good. Okay, what else do we have? I is for, what is this? Okay, I is for igloo. Okay, so here's our little igloo. So remember the Eskimos. Eskimos live in igloo. They cut these little blocks out of snow and they stack them up just right. And they make a really nice little house, but you can't obviously build one down here or in the summertime. These are for places like way up north in Alaska and parts of Canada. Some of the Eskimos, they live in these igloos. Okay, now what else do we have? I is for, what does this look like? That kind of looks like the coconut trees. And where do we find coconut trees? On an island. This will be a hard word to spell as you guys get older because this S, see that? That S is silent. If you were to sound it out, you'd be going island. But it's island because it makes a silent S. Where's my green? I lost my green. There's my green. Let's put some little green palm leaves on our tree. Okay, so there's our first part of letter I. Come back, I'm going to do another little segment on letter I, and I also have a craft with the letter I, so be sure you watch all 3 of my series so that you completely understand and know the letter I.